Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Monday Night Raw, live from Brooklyn, New York. And we're kicking it off with a big-time matchup. #1 contenders for the Intercontinental Championship, Selina Drake, taking on the prodigy, Roxanne Perez.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Dayton, Ohio, the final Selina Drake.
Selina Drake, a woman who has competed for the Intercontinental Championship not once but twice now, trying to go for her third time, this time on the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania, coming up short in Steel Cage. A match I saw Chelsea Green involved in the finish, involved in the decision, which saw Cora Jade retain, and then ultimately at Roadblock a couple of weeks back, in defeat, losing to Cora Jade thanks to a pop rocks from Roxanne Perez, and Cora Jade taking advantage of the opening and now trying to get her opportunity, get her championship back one more time, only this time she has to get past the prodigy Roxanne Perez, who is ever so close to winning the championship at Roadblock, but got the victory stolen from her, and now looking to go to WrestleMania for one more opportunity. Roxanne Perez deems herself the future, and the future is now. The prodigy, wanting to be Intercontinental Champion, has a storied history with Cora Jade. I think the scoreboard between the two women are 1-1. Obviously, the last victory, one-on-one match, Cora Jade defeating Roxanne Perez last year at Armageddon, or I guess about a year and a half ago. A little bit extra, a little bit before WrestleMania 40. At Armageddon, no, it was before the Royal Rumble on the road to WrestleMania 40. Cora Jade defeated Roxanne Perez in a grudge match that saw it be held under no-holds-bar rules when Cora Jade took out Roxanne Perez at before her Money in the Bank contest, which took her out of action. And now fast forward nearly a year and a half later, we could be seeing these two face off at WrestleMania one more time, only this time for the Intercontinental Championship. But not if the final detail. Selina Drake has anything to say about it, as this Brooklyn, New York crowd is firmly behind the prodigy Roxanne Perez, as she is winning this test of strength battle with Selina Drake over and over again. But Selina Drake, I mean, she does have the power advantage, driving Roxanne Perez into the corner, as referee definitely Sean has to get in between them both. Cheap shot there from Selina Drake, creating an opening to take control of this matchup with some stick kicks to the midsection. But Roxanne Perez able to fight back out of it, but not for long, as Selina Drake hits a multitude of elbows in the midsection. Selina Drake, former Intercontinental Champion. This is the first time, I think, in her early career here on Monday Night Raw. I mean, she held the championship for, I think, just about 6 months. She's a former NXT Women's Champion. She's never really been in this position before, where she's kind of on her back foot. This is a new situation for her. She is doing whatever she can to get back to her championship. For Roxanne Perez, I mean, she has been on a absolute roll as of late. Multiple victories over former world champions. Just as recently defeating Naomi in a one-on-one contest, albeit with some controversy, but a victory is a victory nonetheless. She came ever so close to becoming Intercontinental Champion at Roadblock in that fatal four-way contest. As she calls for Selina Drake to get up to her feet. In control of this matchup early on here. Two of the best technicians in the division. And we're going to maybe see a lot of countering and a lot of twists, turns, and holds in between some maneuvers here, as Selina Drake speaking it into existence for the counter, hitting a scoop and a slam. Driving the prodigy down to the mat. Calling for Roxanne to get up to her feet. Maybe looking for something dangerous here. Nope, just grabbing a handful of hair and taking her over to that corner. As this Brooklyn crowd, very rowdy, screaming out to the participants in this matchup. Stiff kick to the back and dropping her down with a hammer strike, final cut style. As Roxanne able to kick out, not even a count of one, and a stiff kick to the back. Goodness gracious, really targeting that back area. She really doesn't have any moves that targets the back. A lot of her maneuvers target the arm, the shoulder, the head area. She drives a cross-arm chop into the midsection, maybe even a headbutt to the midsection, just raking her boot across the face, driving her knee into the mush of Roxanne. As Selina has full control of this matchup here. An Irish whip into the corner. Counter there from Roxanne. Maybe looking for something here. Maybe pop rocks in that middle rope. No, turn her around. Big kick to the back there. Head control here. Tilt-a-whirl tornado DDT. Out of the corner from Roxanne Perez. High impact there from the Prodigy. Big drop kick to the back of Selina Drake, calling for to get up to her feet. Referee Daphne LaShawn on the call here, head blocking the entirety of the action. And Selina Drake, Irish whip off the ropes and a big drop kick, dropping down Roxanne to the ground. Waiting for Roxanne to get up to her feet and stepping on the back with a senton. On the back of Roxanne, really targeting the back area. I don't know what she could possibly be setting up for. As Roxanne catches her into a crossface, and the strategy, the intelligence, the ring presence of Roxanne Perez, putting her body in between the ropes, not allowing her to grab onto the ropes, but Roxanne able to dodge out of whatever. That was incredible, actually. That was an incredible counter there from Roxanne Perez. As Selina Drake was looking to maybe do an arm drag out of that corner, Roxanne getting out of the ring, but Selina Drake still taking advantage into this matchup. Roxanne with a counter, uppercut, kick in the gut. Pop Rocks got it! Planting Selina Drake, but not going for the cover. Electing to not go for the cover there. I don't know how smart that is on the behalf of Roxanne Perez. As I just complimented her earlier for her ring presence. She doesn't go for the cover after the Pop Rocks, but she does after the European uppercut in the corner. 1, 2... Kick out there from the final detail. Selina Drake, nearly a 3 count there. #1 contender, Roxanne Perez, up to the top. Moonsault onto the floor or onto the mat. Got maximum impact there from the top rope. But Selina Drake going to the apron. Big, stiff forearm shot. Springboard drop kick, overshot it, allowing Roxanne to take advantage. And a drop kick straight to the face of a grounded Selina Drake. Getting her in a position seated. And another drop kick, but Selina Drake able to counter. And going after the legs of Roxanne, who counters yet again. These two women going band for band right now in terms of counter. Double foot stomp counter from Selina Drake. Big, stiff clothesline. Selina Drake firing up. Calling for Roxanne to get up to her feet. And across, oh wait, silk snare, but Roxanne very close to those ropes. Silk snare locked in. We've seen her tap out opponents aplenty, successfully defending her Intercontinental Championship, but letting go, fearing Roxanne maybe getting to the rope or maybe even the grip loosening. And she's right back on the attack, attacking the legs of Roxanne Perez. Big elbow drop to the midsection, the chest area of Roxanne, going for the cover. 1, 2. Near fall there for Selina. These two women going count for count, band for band, here with the Intercontinental Championship, #1 contendership on the line, as Roxanne looking for some reprieve in the corner. But Selina Drake right back on the attack. Big stiff forearm to the back, and another kick to the back, and driving her down to the mat. Roxanne, she had her grip on that top rope, and going for a calf crusher, calf killer, getting herself in between that rope so she can't get her hand on the rope to force a rope break, but Roxanne able to fight out of it, hitting a big drop kick again to the face of Selina, now attacking the legs of her own. She doesn't have any leg-based offense, so it's kind of precarious as to why she's targeting the legs herself, but you can't doubt the strategy of someone who calls themselves, who is known as the Prodigy. A masterclass performance here in the ring from these two. Crossface locked in yet again for Roxanne. It looks like, to me it looks like Selina's foot is under the rope, but Daphne LaShawn has a good position here on the submission attempt. Maybe her foot is not fully under the rope to cause a rope break, as Roxanne lets go of the submission maneuver. Irish whip off the ropes, maybe. No, into the corner. Roxanne Perez Scoop and a slam. No counter there from Selina. Scorpion death drop. That was sick. Sick counter there from Selina Drake. Calling for Roxanne to get up. Maybe looking for the whirlwind kiss. Nope, going to the apron. That was unique. Springboard drop kick. Got all of it. Good God. Sending Roxanne sprawling. And looking for a middle of the ring. Impaler DDT. Got all of it. Planted her. One. Only a one count there for... Only a one count on the Impaler. Maybe going for the silk snare. Kick in the head from Roxanne Perez. Handful of hair driving her head off the ropes. Scoop and a slam out of the corner from the Prodigy. Going up to the milling forward, calling for Selina to get up. And a pop rocks from the middle rope. Planted her. 1, 2. Number 1 contender Roxanne Perez. Going to WrestleMania.
Here is your winner, Roxanne Perez.
What a matchup between two of the very best. Fighting for glory, fighting for a spot at WrestleMania 40, fighting for a chance to compete for the Intercontinental Championship. A match that sees the Prodigy Roxanne Perez taking on Cora Jade for the gold. And speaking of the champion, the Sorceress of Sin, the Women's Intercontinental Champion, Cora Jade, looking to go eye to eye with a familiar foe, her opponent, her former friend, Roxanne Perez, the Prodigy. It'll all be on the line for that Women's Intercontinental Championship. and absolutely fired up Thea Hail, laying down the challenge to the Juggernaut Jordynne Grace at WrestleMania. But the question is that something that she'll truly want?
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from New Zealand, Blair Davenport.
This matchup right here, two familiar foes in terms of Blair Davenport and Naomi, battling through the summer last year. The Dominion, Sophia Everett, and Blair Davenport taking on Bianca Belair and Naomi. Obviously we're seeing how Bianca and Sophia kind of laid out eventually here, and now they face each other at WrestleMania. Now tonight, Naomi and Blair Davenport get a little bit familiar once again. After last week, Naomi taking out Stephanie Vaquer, or Blair Davenport rather, taking out Stephanie Vaquer, or at least attempting to, and Naomi coming to the aid of Stephanie Vaquer. Obviously, they've formed a friendship over these past couple of weeks, about past month, really, when Stephanie Vaquer aided Naomi in the fight against the Estate when Blair Davenport chose not to. And Blair Davenport, swinging in every type of direction here. Vaquer, Naomi, the Estate, and with Sophia Everett now dealing with the Estate, Blair Davenport, I don't know, she seems lost. Seems like a lost soul. Maybe tonight, maybe she can, I don't know, maybe release some frustrations out, some anger on Naomi. She's swinging at absolutely anything in sight right now. The top Gaijin seeing red, and I don't know. If it was me, I would get out of the way. That's just me, though. Chelsea Green and Naomi against Scarlett and Nikita Lyons for the Tag Team Championships next week. Chelsea Green is absolutely insane, brother. What an unlikely partnership between herself and Naomi in store for next week.
And welcome from Orlando, Florida, Naomi.
Let's take a look at what we just witnessed and heard from Chelsea Green. You have to think Blair Davenport saw that and is absolutely incensed in the ring right now. A supposed stablemate, a supposed friend. Obviously they've been fracturing the past couple of weeks and really the past month between Blair and Chelsea and just the Dominion as a whole. And to drive the stake further, Chelsea Green is teaming up with Naomi to compete for the Tag Team Championships when it was supposed to be Blair and Chelsea competing for the Tag Team Championships. Now, to Chelsea's credit, she did want to team up with Blair, but Blair is so red hot, so obsessed with revenge that she completely sidestepped the championship opportunity, and Chelsea Green took it upon herself to find a partner. And, to be fair to her and Naomi teamed up at Survivor Series, won their tag team match at Survivor Series for Team Raw. I don't know, it's a complicated situation. I just don't know if Chelsea Green really thought this through in terms of what it means for the Dominion. But, hey, a championship opportunity is a championship opportunity, Bubba. And when a championship opportunity comes around, you got to take it when you can. And obviously these two red-hot Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green has arrived here ringside, and it looks like she's in the corner of Naomi instead of her Dominion stablemate, Blair Davenport. And obviously, you saw Blair Davenport confused, angry, as Naomi opened up this match with the calf kick. And now collar and elbow tie up here in the middle of the ring. Able to push Blair Davenport to the ropes. As these two very familiar with one another. As Blair Davenport with a stiff kick to the midsection getting a cheap shot. These two very familiar with one another, have competed against each other, like I said previously, all last summer. In one-on-one action. And ultimately saw it end in War Games when it was the Dominion and Alexa Bliss against I believe at the time, Roxanne, Liv Morgan, Naomi, and Zelina Vega. That saw the Dominion and Alexa Bliss win at the time. And that was kind of the end of that for these two. That saw Blair Davenport go on to win the Intercontinental Championship thanks to winning Queen of the Ring. Win the Intercontinental Championship away from Zelina Vega at Armageddon. And Naomi kind of go off and do her own thing. And now here we are again with these two right back at it. Big drop kick to the back of the head. And obviously eventually Blair Davenport losing her Intercontinental Championship due to injury. And Naomi, I mean, her stock has risen very much so since then, competing for the World's Championship a couple of times. As Blair Davenport kicks out there at a count of 0-0. And these two women, I mean, couldn't be on completely different, like, realms right now. I mean, Blair Davenport, since returning, I don't think she's won a goddamn match, I'll be honest. And Naomi, I mean, she's been on a roll. I mean, obviously been on a kind of a losing streak as of late. But a still high-profile competitor here on the brand. As Blair Davenport hits a big neck breaker there in the middle of the ring. Just putting her in seated position. A blockbuster. I said the familiarity of these two having to pull out maneuvers that we've never seen. I've never seen Blair Davenport hit a seated blockbuster before, I'll be honest. Having to pull out maneuvers that you never have ever done to fool an opponent that's very familiar with you. You got to do what you got to do sometimes. As Blair Davenport hits a double foot stomp. And good God, that looks stiff. Looking for Kamigoye, but again, that familiarity as Naomi catches the knee and counters with a big forearm strike, planting Blair Davenport down. Head scissors, DDT there. Got all of it. As Chelsea Green watches on, cheering on Naomi. Going for the cover. 2. Count there for Naomi. Kicks out here in Brooklyn, New York. A few weeks removed from WrestleMania 41. These two women clashing as she hits a, I don't know if you call it a bubble bomb, but she hits a bubble bomb. Going for the cover. 1, 2. Blair Davenport able to kick out at a count of 2. Blair Davenport in harm's way as Brooklyn, New York breaks out in a chant of women's wrestling on God. Women's wrestling as strong as ever here in the world of professional wrestling. As Blair Davenport with a big kick and Naomi, or a big punch rather, Naomi countering with a stiff drop kick, driving Blair Davenport down to the outside. Was not a comfortable fall, looking for a split-legged leg drop, but counter there from Blair Davenport. And, I mean, Naomi definitely felt all that, and Blair just driving Naomi into the barricade. And now some stiff kicks to the spine. And, I mean, Naomi's head bouncing off of the padded concrete floor. Goodness gracious. Big drop. Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. A lot of high-impact maneuvers here from the top Gaijin. An Irish whip trying to drive her in those steel steps, but no, driving her into Chelsea Green inadvertently. And Blair Davenport getting in the ring. Stiff forearm strike there from Naomi. A slap in the mouth there from Blair. Naomi trying to return it, and she does. Big stiff chop. And Blair Davenport says, bring it! Countering that punch, right hand with of her own. These two women going back and forth. Naomi says, go for it. Give me a best shot. And takes it. It returns with a chop. These two women eating each other's best shots. Here, not in the middle of the ring, more on the right side, but taking it and giving it. Big kick in the gut there from Blair. Drop kick. And both women are down. Goodness gracious. What a trade of barbs, a trade of shots there. Back and forth, the pendulum swinging now in the favor of the top Gaijin as she is beating the holy hell out of Naomi. Jesus, driving her that driving her in the corner and a big stiff drop kick into the corner. Shotgun style, both women down. Whew. Both women have given it their all here to keep the other down. And a big Kamigoye there from Blair Davenport. Going into the corner, maybe looking for severance. But Naomi able to get up, counter into a springboard bulldog. What do both women have to do to keep the other down is the question. As Naomi calling for Blair Davenport, getting up, maybe looking for the Slayo mission. Nope. Access denied. Oh, springboard. Roundhouse kick. Getting up, Blair Davenport. Big It's a goodie. As Naomi, the pendulum swinging back into her favor. Looking for another split-legged drop kick, or leg drop rather. But counter there from Blair Davenport. Got her up. Falcon Arrow from the top. Gaijin going for the cover. 1, 2. Kick out. Bro, I actually thought that was it. Blair Davenport might have as well. As this crowd is chanting out, they're not worthy. Blair Davenport calling for it, looking for it, sizing up Naomi. Severance! Cutting the head off of Naomi, going for the cover. 1, 2, hand on the ropes, and Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green calling it out to referee Daphne Shawn. Saving the matchup for, her tag team partner next week, Naomi. Getting up, kicking the gut. Slay. Omission. Can she get it locked in? She does. The leg, the arms of Blair Davenport trapped. And the leg the neck in a precarious situation. But Naomi letting it go. Getting Blair Davenport back up. Looking for something off the springboard roundhouse. Going for the cover. 1, 2. Naomi victorious. Thanks to Chelsea Green. What a victory for the Glow.
Here is your winner,
Naomi victorious here tonight thanks to, an unlikely source, Chelsea Green. And Severance probably would have done it if not for Chelsea Green calling for the attention of the referee with Naomi's hand on the ropes. And next week, I guess these two will team up for the tag team championship. Severance again to Naomi. And Blair Davenport staring daggers into the eyes of Chelsea Green, who here tonight, next week teams up with Naomi for the tag team titles. But what shape is her tag team partner going to be in? Stephanie McCare all over Blair Davenport after last week. Trying to take out La Primera. La Primera here tonight, taking the fight to Blair Davenport as Chelsea Green checking on her tag team partner. And these two women who, have it out for one another at this point, going right at it on top of the stage area. Stephanie McCare, Blair Davenport needed to be separated. These two, absolute bludgeoning one another on top of the stage. We gotta get some control out here on Monday Night Raw. Finally got some order here tonight in the arena. It's just been out of control on both fronts, the men's division, the women's division, but now we have tag team action, the Estate taking on the Spitfire Warriors, Katana, Chance, and Caden Carter.
The following contest is a tag team match set for one fall. On the way to the ring, the team of Cora Jade and Legend.
These two with championship aspirations tonight could propel them towards a championship opportunity. That's, next week they could possibly face Scarlett Nikita Lyons, who take on Naomi and Chelsea, and now they're out here taking out Jakara and Lash Legend. Obviously, earlier in the night, they said they would have their eyes close on this matchup, and I guess their eyes are going to be a lot closer than we thought as they're out here taking out Lash and Jakara. Next week they have a championship match, but I guess they're taking out every possible challenger as they lay out Lash and Jakara yet again. Divinity sending a message, not just to Lash and Jakara, but to their challengers next week, Chelsea Green and Naomi, dominant tag team champions, and they are trying to continue the reign at any possible cost. What a matchup this will be at WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes, Oba Femi. Should be one hell of a contest. And now, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We waited all night. Molly Holly looking to address her WrestleMania opponent, Sophia Everett. A woman who not only is competing on night 1, but will be main eventing night 2 against the EST Bianca Belair, who won the Royal Rumble, and they'll be competing for the World's Championship. What a weekend it should be for our captain, Sophia Everett. But Molly Holly, I mean, this is her first ever one-on-one match since 2006. Obviously, she's competed in Royal Rumble matches. She competed in one match that was a six person tag team match, but her first ever one-on-one match since 2006, and it'll be against one of the very best in the world, the world's champion, Sophia Everett. The EST, Bianca Belair, has arrived here in Brooklyn. And last week saw her standing tall over the champion, Molly Holly, giving her the championship. And obviously we saw what we could see at the end of night 2. But Molly Holly, or Bianca Belair rather, has in a way become Molly Holly's insurance policy for WrestleMania. Even going on to state that she will ensure that Bianca Belair, the EST, will walk out of WrestleMania the World's Champion by any means necessary. And I'm sure Bianca Belair wants to win the World's Championship against Sophia Everett. Not only that, but get her pound of flesh that she has been waiting for. But if I know the EST, she don't want no help, man. Tensions rising between Molly Holly and Bianca Belair! The CCO! The game! The King of Kings! The Cerebral Assassin! Triple H. Triple H Levesque making his appearance, his presence felt here tonight yet again. Obviously, a couple of weeks ago, before Roadblock, making the matchup, making it official for Sophia Everett, having to take on Jordynne Grace and Thea Hail on the same night. Now he's here again. And, I mean, with Triple H's presence, you have to imagine the law will be laid down. Because, I mean, his presence can't mean good things for whoever's in the ring right now. Whether it's Molly Holly, whether it's Bianca Belair, whether it's Jordynne Grace, Triple H doesn't make an appearance on Monday Night Raw very often, but when he does, things happen. And it's usually not very good for whoever is yapping. And, I mean, the look on Molly Holly's face says it all. that things are about to shift. The energy is about to shift for our Raw general manager and her intentions for WrestleMania, her overarching plan for WrestleMania when it comes to her match, when it comes to Bianca's match. I'm very interested to what the CCO, Paul Triple H Levesque, has to say in a matter of moments. Huge news here tonight in Brooklyn. Molly Holly temporarily stripped of her general manager duties. Next week we found out who the interim general manager is, and I mean Molly Holly's a full-fledged competitor now. Bianca Belair obviously. Wait, what the hell? Thea Hail! It's Thea Hail! On the attack on Jordynne Grace. We saw her earlier tonight. Laid the challenge out to the Juggernaut, and she ain't waiting. Taking the fight to Jordynne Grace yet again. After last week, these two women brawling in the tag team match find themselves brawling yet again here tonight. Thea Hail and Jordynne Grace in the crowd, going shot for shot, blow for blow. Thea Hail on the attack. Sophia Everett, spear! Laying out her WrestleMania challenger, the EST. Going right at Bianca Belair, and Molly Holly trembling as Sophia Everett comes eye to eye with yet another one of her challenges at WrestleMania. Sophia Everett making it clear, WrestleMania, it will just be her and Molly Holly in that ring, and there will be no more running, no more hiding. Sophia Everett will get her hands on Molly Holly as Bianca Belair is stirring, and Sophia Everett going right at her challenger yet again. Curb stop! Planting the head of the EST right into the mat. All eyes on Sophia at WrestleMania. And her eyes are on Molly, her eyes are on Bianca, full focus. With the championship on the line on night 2. And a battle on her hands on night 1. And she's taken on all comers come Las Vegas.